Hey everybody, good energy to you guys. So since I'm sharing some stuff, this is information on hemp roots. So people can pause the video and read if they really want to, but this is all stuff that you can find really easy. But sometimes it helps if you just help put the information in front of people, and that's all they need sometimes. Um, So yeah, I'm just gonna scroll through this kind of slowly, and if you all feel like reading it, you can pause the video and read it as you like. And the hemp roots are, if you're looking for an apoptosis for serious like cancer problems or tumors or things of this nature, it's the hemp root you want. Now it's important that you grind it with a pestle and mortar. You don't use a blender because blenders will kill off the potency of the plant. So, the whole juicing thing, like it's cool. I like, juice is awesome, but using a blender to juice is not what I've heard and what makes sense in my mind to be the most nutritious way to go about extracting, that which you're trying to extract. So, but yeah, I mean, it's good for your liver, it's good for your cell membranes, it's good for cancer prevention. There it is right there, because it does. So yeah, there's the apoptosis. It's very technical, and then I haven't even touched the terpenes. What terpenes do? That's a whole other field. It's actually something I should write down. But yeah, man, this information is all there. There's lots of it, man. I encourage you all to check it out. And again, remember too that I've always felt that there is a strong spiritual resistance anytime you start looking into hemp. So if you're feeling like dissuaded for some strange reason, it doesn't even make sense, just know that that's kind of like a test to see where your heart's at. Because if you look at everything that hemp's about, it goes against capitalism, it goes against evilness, it goes against the devil. So the devil, of course, is gonna do what he's gotta fucking do to keep people fucking playing his fucking fiddle. So he's gonna try to get you guys to get away from this and, fall for his fucking toxic riddle. Is what it is. So I encourage you guys not to, and just to also be aware that there is going to be a large amount of spiritual resistance when you look into things like hemp. So, all right, so that was the roots. These are hemp seeds information for anybody who's willing, and these are that's the source. And again, you guys can pause the video and read it if y'all want to, or magnesium. Electromagnetic. You need your magnesium. GLA goes into your immune system and how it's just got the perfect ratio. Cardiovascular health. Yeah, man, this is for Von Bush Kitty. It really is. I mean, the more hemp you're consuming, man, the more that you're doing good with your body and whatever it is, whatever type of movement you can do without pushing yourself too much while consuming hemp and just staying positive and laying off the cheeseburgers as much as you can, man. I know they're good, but are they that good that you're gonna, I want to see you live, man. Von Bush Kitty. So I hope that you do. So I'm gonna try to do what I can to help you out. And if there's anything else I can do, please let me know. But yeah, it just has all these awesome things, man. A lot of stuff you're gonna just continue to see because I chose to do 3 different sources to help share the information of seeds, hemp seeds. So a lot of this stuff is just going to go over itself, but there's also stuff in here that one study won't show that another does. So I find it to be useful. Fiber. And another thing, it's hard to find this, but something Joshua has always been very adamant about, and that's the fact that hemp does have vitamin D in it. Now, that's been a hard thing to track down. I think he did track down one site where they actually show that it has vitamin D, but I have not found. It has not been easy for me to find if I've ever found it on my own. I can't quite remember. So, but that's something that Joshua has been very, very adamant that hemp does have vitamin D, and vitamin D is very important, especially for people who don't receive adequate amount of sunshine, because I mean that's what the vitamin D you get your sunshine. That's a large place we get our vitamin D from is from the sun. So if you live in a place like I am in Portland where you're not getting much sun, especially in the winter, things that are high in vitamin D are especially good for you. And a lack of vitamin D is linked to all different types of mental, physical, spiritual ailments. So it's very important to get your vitamin D on. So yeah, it's great for arthritis. This is just a little study that shows some basic, information. Some ways that you can implement hemp into your diet. The risks, it's just pretty much saying be careful with a drug test, because it could show up potentially to have depending on the strain of hemp, and how high the THC content is, there's a law where if it's over a certain amount, then it's technically classified as marijuana, which means, there it is, the 0.3%, which means if you're working for an employer who does not allow you to smoke marijuana, and you take a test, and even if you're just taking hemp, but that hemp happens to be more than the 0.3%, you would be, that would be a positive test for marijuana. You could also be taken into court or arrested or put into jail if you live in a state to where that is illegal and they feel like prosecuting you to the full extent of the law, or just to that level of extent of the law, I should say. So, yeah. Hemp seeds are incredibly nutritious, but y'all know that, right? Risk, again, for Von Bush Kitty, may reduce the risk of heart disease, man. Nitric oxide is a gas molecule that makes your blood vessels dilate and relax, leading to lowered blood pressure and a reduced risk of heart. Now, the one thing you got to be careful with hemp, and it's something that my father, because I've tried to get him on hemp because he's had high blood pressure for a long time. Now, there is a complication that occurs when you mix hemp or CBD products with blood pressure medication. They just don't interact well because the hemp, it's like almost too much of an alleviation of blood pressure, so it's like you either got to choose one or the other. You got to go with the pharmaceuticals, or you got to go the natural path. But that is the only complication that I've come across as far as medical concerns are, is the blood pressure medication. So if you're taking blood pressure medication, I would advise you to do your research. If you feel like your doctor is really, adamant, or not adamant, but aware of like hemp and the natural path and all that, and you trust him, then ask him about it. But a lot of these doctors that I've come into contact with, I shouldn't say a lot, but some of the ones I've talked to don't know much at all about herbs. It's kind of crazy, but they don't, from my experience. So they could steer you away from it. So just be aware. That's really just because that's just the way they've been taught. They just don't know any better. So that's why I encourage y'all to do your research, to cross-reference your research, and then to put it to the test, and ask other people who've been through it. There's a lot of, there's a small YouTube channel that I found that is all about like people who've survived really bad illnesses due to cannabis largely. So, there's people out there, man. Again, this is not the message that the beast wants spread, so it's not going to be out there like other things are, but it is there. You just got to seek and you shall find. So, all right, I love you all. Have a good day. Bye.